Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're doing something incredibly ambitious. We're going to capture the absolute essentials of a sweeping historical text in 8 minutes or less. We're diving deep into the anatomy of a disaster, looking at a central premise that explores both extreme human fragility and incredible human resilience across 2 millennia of catastrophic history. Let's jump right in. We're taking this massive 180-page beast of a source text, which chronicles over 2,000 years of devastating events, and breaking it down. It's an immense historical scope for sure, but our goal today is to distill all of these captivating, true stories into clear, powerful takeaways for you. Here is our roadmap for unpacking this dense history. 1. 2 millennia of devastation. 2. Measuring the unimaginable scale. 3. Nature's sudden, merciless strikes. 4. Pushing endurance to the limits. And 5. Rising from the ashes. Section 1. 2 millennia of devastation. Disaster has pretty much plagued humankind from the dawn of our existence. Just think about this chronological spread. From the sheer destruction of Pompeii way back in 79 CE, to the Mary Rose capsizing in 1545, the Great Fire of London in 1666, all the way up to the 1906 San Francisco earthquake. Human history is literally punctuated by these massive, world-altering moments. Section 2. Measuring the unimaginable scale. So how do we even begin to measure these cataclysms? Well, there's a really stark contrast here. On one hand, we face deadly earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, times when we're just absolutely helpless against nature. But on the flip side, aviation crashes and nuclear meltdowns show this tragic irony. Our own technological advancements have created entirely new forms of tragedy that we constantly have to fight to contain. To put things into perspective, consider this stark number: 25. The source text meticulously details exactly 25 specific, world-shaking moments. Keeping that massive number in the back of your mind really helps anchor the sheer scale of global catastrophe before we start zooming in on a few specific case studies. Section 3. Nature's sudden, merciless strikes. When nature strikes, it is sudden and it is forceful. By 1906, smoldering ruins were basically all that was left of San Francisco. But you want to know what's truly terrifying? The science behind it. The text explains that tectonic stress had been building up like a giant stretching rubber band, and in one fell swoop, the Earth shifted. And get this, it moved just a foot. Literally, just 1 foot of movement, and it instantly changed everything for an entire city. And the scary part is, that threat never truly vanishes. 140 years. Studies show that the Hayward Fault, which runs right along the foot of the East Bay Hills and caused a major quake back in 1868, ruptures on average every 140 years. It's a chilling reminder of the continuous looming threat of tectonic forces constantly waiting beneath our feet. Now let's talk about Pompeii. 2000. That is the estimated human death toll from the 79 CE eruption of Mount Vesuvius. To really help grasp that unimaginable loss, the source describes how the volcano brought down a darkness that was blacker and denser than any night, completely smothering the entire city like a blanket. Section 4. Pushing endurance to the limits. Okay, we're shifting gears now. From that initial merciless strike of nature to the agonizing reality of human survival in the aftermath. Take the stranded survivors of the Andes flight disaster. The source describes the mountain appearing out of the heavy clouds like a colossal beast. It sets this incredibly chilling scene, a wildly hostile, freezing, remote mountaintop where survival just seems flat out impossible. They were trapped up there for 72 agonizing days in the freezing Andes Mountains with absolutely no food. Ultimately, that primal, overwhelming desire to live pushed 16 survivors to feast upon the dead. It is a terrifying, profound illustration of the absolute, unimaginable extremes of human endurance. Section 5. Rising from the ashes. So what happens once the damage is done and the wave finally pulls back? We're left with this profound duality of disaster. Think about it. You have the solemn, heartbreaking excavation of Pompeii's lost victims, forever frozen in time. But then contrast that immediately with the triumphant, truly miraculous rescue of the Andes survivors, waving at the sky. Disaster brings unspeakable tragedy, yes, but also incredible testaments to the human will to survive. And look at San Francisco. Right after the 1906 earthquake, people were actually predicting that the city would die, but it completely refused to. In fact, the city rebuilt so rapidly that by 1915, which is just 9 years later, they hosted the massive Panama Pacific International Exposition. I mean, what an astounding story of bouncing back from total smoldering ruin. But the cycle of history always continues. As that wave pulls back today, we have to ask ourselves what unpredictable disaster might reshape our world next. The truth is, we remain forever vulnerable to the massive forces of nature, and increasingly to the very technologies we create. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to In 8 Minutes and never miss what matters.